Alright, so I'm mad today. Or I had to fight myself out of a depressive funk. So earlier today, I took my road test to get my driver's license. Okay. After weeks of preparation, driving throughout the city, parallel parking training and everything like that, finally went up to PennDOT, Shell Name and Ogans, take my road test. Long story short, I failed. Okay. And I knew the moment that I had failed was right after we went over the pre-checklist. I turned and I had to line up by the cones. And the moment I stopped the car, I realized I was in trouble. Because you only get to move forward and backward 3 times. And the position I was at was already, look, the moment I stopped and saw where I was at, I knew I was jammed up because I wasn't close enough to the cones I needed to be. I didn't hit the cones, but I didn't get into the parking space. So I say all that to say this. I function with depression. Okay, I ain't the only one out there that functions with it. It's some of y'all that's watching. It's a lot of y'all out there that's watching that function with depression also. Okay, you probably don't speak on it, but you do. Okay, especially us as men, because that's not something we like to talk about. We don't like to talk about being depressed. That's like weakness. Okay, but if there's any benefit that came from this, it's in this mindset here. You know how people always like to say, I never lose, I learn? I'm gonna be blunt and say, nah, nigga, you lost. Okay? Like, screw it, you lost. Okay? You failed. Period, point blank. Alright? You can try to sugarcoat it and make it sound nice all you want to, but the reality is, if you didn't succeed, you failed. Okay? You can't spin that any other kind of way and try to, like, no, just, it's okay to accept the reality that you failed. Okay? That's something that you tried to do. It doesn't matter how monumental it was that you failed or how minuscule it was that you failed. The bottom line is you failed. Okay? But the silver lining in this, quote unquote, is to accept the fact that you failed and move on. Okay? That's really the best thing you can do. Accept the fact that you failed, learn from your mistakes and move on. Because no one ever tells you that when you win, you learn also. Okay? And they never tell you this also. Winning is confirmation that you learned. Okay? Now, obviously, I didn't win when it came to my road test. But I need to do a better job of snapping out of this depressive funk whenever something doesn't go right. Okay? Or whenever I fail at something. Or whenever I lose at something. Or lose something. Whatever the case may be. Okay? And this is important for people who are functioning with depression. Because we will allow ourselves to get into a rut quickly. We will feel like it's over, we're done, we can't do anything, ain't no coming back from it. And that's not a beneficial mindset to have, okay? I understand that mindset is everything. But reality is reality, and you can't shirk or shade or fake reality. Dogs is barking. They're coming at me, I ain't doing nothing but walk by. But in all seriousness, man, like, we got to be accepting of that. We got to be accepting of reality. The reality of today is that I failed my driver's exam. Okay, I failed my road test. I failed parallel parking after weeks and weeks and weeks of training. Okay? So, at the end of the day, it just means I need to do better. Okay? So, enough with this, I never lose, I only learn. Nah, motherfucker, you lost. Okay? Stop sugarcoating. Stop acting like you didn't fail. You failed. Okay? If you didn't win, you failed. If you didn't succeed, you lost. Or maybe I should say, using correct English, okay? If you didn't win, you lost. If you didn't succeed, you failed, all right? But you don't have to look at it as an absolute. You can do better, all right? Because the only way you learn is through losing. That's the best way to learn, actually, okay? Winning is confirmation of what you learned, in particular because it's the application of what you learned. And losing is just confirmation that you need to learn more. You need more training. That's all it is. Okay? Like, there's nothing you can't come back from. All right. Now, some people may look at this and be like, "Man, that's you making too much out of failing the road test." It's not the road test, okay? It's the feeling, okay, of what happens after you failed, okay? That's what it's about. No one likes going. No, depression isn't a good thing, okay? It's part of life. I get that, but it's not something that you want to be bogged down by. Okay, it happened. I failed the test. I mean, honestly speaking, it was either I was going to fail or I was going to succeed, and unfortunately, I failed. But that doesn't mean that the next time I take it, which is unfortunately a whole month from now, that I'm going to fail. I'm not going to. I don't plan on failing, at least. All right. But your mindset matters. Okay, especially after things don't go your way. You have to be stronger than how you feel. Okay, so I ain't gonna let this bog me down, because I'm the type of person who for years has been battling with depression. All right, so if you take nothing away from this video, just take this. All right, it ain't over just because it's over. Okay, life still goes on. You still gotta go on. You'll be alright. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'll see you on the next video.